So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a whole year since I last uploaded, but I am back, and I've got something super exciting for you today. I'm joined by the one and only Senior Moderator Lyriie. I hope you enjoy. Today I'm here with Lyriie. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good, thank you. Can you tell us a bit about yourself and your background?
Yeah, my name is Lyra. I'm currently 20 years old and I live in Northern England. As you probably already know, I'm a senior moderator. I've been on the staff on the server for a little over 2 years. I've been playing Minecraft for 10 years and CubeCraft for around 8.
10 years is crazy. Okay. How do you feel about being interviewed today?
Well, I'm pretty excited. I've always wanted to do something like this ever since a few years ago when I was watching this kind of content. But I'm also slightly nervous because I'm worried that I'm not very interesting.
No, I'm sure you are. I guess, when and why did you start playing CubeCraft?
Well, I got into minigame servers after a few years of playing Minecraft, and I went to a lot of different servers. I was just looking for the best experience, I suppose. So I'm talking like hundreds, hundreds of different servers. I just wanted to see them all, I guess. I don't know. But one server that I kept coming back to a lot was called The Chunk. It's a bit of an old server. It doesn't exist anymore. And that server actually merged with CubeCraft in 2016, so all of its games and stuff came over. And then that's how I came, because I sort of migrated from this other server along with its community.
Oh, what? I didn't even know that, but okay. We all learned something there, I hope. What made you want to become a moderator on CubeCraft?
Well, originally I had quite a few friends that wanted it. So that was just the kind of community I was a part of at the time. A lot of people wanted to be a helper.
Okay, fair.
And I wasn't really sure if I wanted it immediately, but they sort of inspired me to start thinking about it. And it took me a while to figure out if I was actually motivated to do that. And something that helped me was when CubeCraft had RPGs in 2021. Because I found that when I finished the main storyline, I actually genuinely wanted to go back and help other people get to the end as well. And I found a lot of enjoyment in that, more than I expected.
That's interesting.
I guess another reason I wanted to be a moderator because I thought that it might push me, but at the same time, I'm not stepping too far off my comfort zone because I'm still playing video games and playing on CubeCraft.
Okay, fair enough, yeah. And did it help with that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. How did you come up with your username?
Well, I started off, my online nickname has been Lyra for a long time. I don't really know why. It was just a name that I liked.
Just random? Okay.
I just chose it. It was probably from a book or something that I read. And when I came up with the name Lyrie, I wanted to change my name from my previous name because it was really hard for people to pronounce and they kept getting it completely wrong. Obviously, that's backfired. Nobody can pronounce my name still. But I'm used to that. I'm okay. I've accepted it. But anyways, I was trying to find a username that had Lyra in it, but kind of sounded cute and wasn't too long.
Yeah.
And one day I came across a profile of a former friend that I didn't talk to, and I saw she had changed her username to Valley with the double IE ending, and I thought that could work really well with my name, so I kind of just stole it and stuck it on the end of my username.
Stole it? You got inspired by it, yeah.
Yeah, inspired, of course. I would never steal.
Yeah, of course not. Okay. Outside of moderating, what other interests or hobbies do you have?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of boring. I don't really do much outside of Minecraft. I read a lot of books. So usually they're like fantasy style books, I guess. I like writing, creative writing. I haven't had a lot of time for it recently, but I definitely want to start getting back into that. And more recently, I've been exploring sort of creative Minecraft things, so things like building, command blocks, making skins.
Oh, okay.
So I don't really have much to show for that yet because it's a new thing, but I hope that I'll be able to post some of that stuff to the community so everyone can see it.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm sure we're looking forward to seeing that.
And I guess learning languages could also be considered a hobby. I really like my languages. At the moment, I'm pretty good at German, and I've also started learning Portuguese because I'm going to Portugal at some point, so I thought it's a good opportunity to start learning it.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that is the best way to learn it, like in real life, right?
Yeah, exactly. I can go and test myself on like all the
Yes.
things I see while I'm there.
Okay. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
So you know German? Like, can you speak it? Or?
A decent amount of German. I'm not perfect. I learned it in high school and I sort of kept it up throughout the years.
How has your journey been from starting as a player to becoming a senior moderator?
That is a long story. Yeah, a very long story because it's been about 4 years, I think, since it started. I started as a community member in 2020 with the pandemic. Obviously, I had a lot of free time on my hands.
Of
So I
course.
joined the community. I started posting things on the forums and stuff like that. And one place where I was super involved was external community Discord servers, which were a really big thing at the time. The specific one that I usually played on was CubeCraft Ranked.
Oh
Did
yes.
tournaments. Yeah.
Good times.
It was a big Java server mostly. And I just started to sort of get staff experience on a bunch of these external Discord servers because they were a lot of fun for me. There was a few of them, so I won't go into detail, but
Of course.
I sort of became known in the community through these little mini communities. Yeah, it definitely helped with my confidence because at the time I wasn't confident enough to apply, even though I met the requirements. I just was so scared. And it got to early 2022, so that's a long time, I guess. I'd finally decided I've just turned 18. I'm gonna finally just submit an application and see what happens. So that day I copied all the questions and started just filling them out. And about a week later, that's when I submitted my application. I guess after that, it's probably pretty obvious what happened next. I got a helper. Got promoted to moderator about a month after that, so we're in April 2022 at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we're kind of getting close to the senior moderator promotion already.
Of course.
That was in September, so that was not very long after I became a moderator, about 5 months. And that's kind of where I've been ever since, I guess.
Fair enough. I mean, that is how it works, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you believe sets CubeCraft apart from other servers?
It's kind of hard because I don't play any other servers. It's quite ironic seeing as I used to play a bunch of servers, but I actually just haven't touched them in years. I think I like that CubeCraft kind of has something for everyone. So it has some really PvP focused games like FFA and Duels, and then it has non-PvP like Parkour. So it just gives something for everybody to enjoy, and sometimes you can enjoy both of those things.
It's very inclusive, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm not sure if there's anything else I can think of. I guess the community is nice, but I'm not sure what the communities of other servers are like, so I guess I can't really comment on that.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough, yeah. Can you walk us through a typical day as a senior moderator?
Sure, that's a little bit tricky again. All of these answers are hard because you basically just do what you want. you don't really have a specific schedule.
It's
But
different every day.
usually it just starts in the morning. I wake up and I check for any important announcements because sometimes they get sent when I'm asleep. I check for open tickets to answer appeals and things like that. Just things that I can do without logging onto Minecraft yet. And then in the morning I get my studying out of the way so that I have the rest of the day just free. About midday, so just after lunch, I start my moderation. Usually I like to focus on in-game, so I don't do many website reports. I'm usually in-game and handling Sentinel reports. I try to alternate it, so one day I might do Java and the next day I'll do Bedrock. And the time I spend doing that can really vary just depending on how motivated I am and what platform it is, because it's very different to moderate Bedrock because it's a lot more popular. And the evening is always just free time, so that's when you'll see me in the Discord server and things, just talking to people or working on some other hobbies.
Interesting. And what would you say are the most common issues you deal with as a moderator?
Cheaters, I suppose. Yeah, that is what I spend most of my time doing because I do a lot of in-game reports. I spend a lot of time banning cheaters. A lot of people think that's the only thing we deal with as a moderator. It's not, definitely not. I guess we have to deal with some common complaints, just sort of around the community. So things like Sentinel doesn't work, staff don't work hard enough, and things like that, which are always kind of annoying to deal with because you have to repeat the same thing every time.
I can imagine, yeah. Have you ever had to deal with hate from community members?
Yeah, I think we all have. It's kind of part of the job. It's just common on the internet and in general because people know that you don't know who they really are, so they kind of take advantage of that to just say whatever they want.
Preach.
Personally, I've found that the worst hate I get is probably not that bad. It's usually just people making assumptions about how I feel about certain things. So, for example, if CubeCraft put out a new update that majority of the community doesn't like, some people assume that I love the update without actually asking me my opinion. So it's not really hate, but it's just annoying, I guess. And sometimes it can get to the point where you just can't win because as a staff member, some people think that you have to like everything and you have to always be on the admin team's side because you're scared of losing your rank. But if you also say that you don't like an update, they ask you why you're still staff if you don't like CubeCraft. It just doesn't make sense to me because I can not like something. I can have a personal dislike for something but still overall like CubeCraft. But it's kind of hard to give our opinions sometimes because people just say stuff like that and it makes it difficult.
Yeah, your opinion is judged much more because you're staff.
Yeah.
Fair enough. How do you balance your time between moderating and personal life?
That's pretty easy because I don't really do much else. But as I mentioned earlier, I do studying in the morning. I study from home, so it's pretty easy and quick to do. And then I have the rest of the day free, so sometimes I moderate, sometimes I don't. I think the most important thing is just to allow myself to take breaks and not feel like I should be using this time to moderate just because I have it free. And know that I should only do it when I actually want to and I feel motivated.
Yeah, don't let it take over your life.
Mm-hmm.
Do you use the forums and Discord a lot?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty active there. I think I'm probably more active on the forums. I really like it. It's a nice little community. I like the Discord server as well, but it can be a little bit intimidating sometimes because it's just a lot of chaos, particularly in the English general. People just confuse me, and sometimes there's arguments that get out of hand, and those are hard to deal with because you don't really know when it's considered enough to be punishable, or when you should just let it go.
It's a fine line.
When is it friendly banter, and when does it go too far? It's kind of hard to draw the line.
Okay, that's fair.
But generally, I still hang out on the Discord server a lot. I still talk to people.
Yeah, I do see you there sometimes. Is it stressful at times being a senior moderator?
Yeah, it can be. I think that what I just said kind of gives the indication that it might be stressful.
Yes.
It's not all bad, but occasionally you just run into really difficult moments that you don't know how to deal with. Something that I personally find really stressful is answering questions in game, because unlike the Discord and the forums, you can't take your time with them and you can't come back to them later. If you don't answer, people think that you're ignoring them. And they can see you moving around in game as well if you're not in Vanish or anything. So if you move a little bit, like, oh my god, why are you not answering my question?
Okay.
And just dealing with impatient people is also very stressful. It's quite normal because we're mostly dealing with children, so they're mostly gonna be impatient, and that's fine. But sometimes people are just so impatient that it just I don't even know how to describe it. It just frustrates me, I suppose. So I think I remember one time someone asked me a question in the Discord server, and it was something about Java achievements, and I thought I can just quickly log on and check that. And before I even managed to log on, which takes like 2 minutes, they were pinging me and like asking, "Can you answer my question, please?" I was just like, "Give me a second."
Like you're not a robot. Okay. Oh, what advice would you give to someone interested in becoming a staff on CubeCraft?
Well, there's one big thing that we tend to say time and time and time again, and that's to be yourself. So that means you don't want to force yourself to help people. You don't want to try and force yourself to look good just to get this rank, because it's a lot more obvious than you think that you're not being yourself when you do that. If you really want to help people, it should just come naturally to you. You shouldn't have to put in like a lot of effort to get that far. And I guess another piece of advice I would give is to not rush to meet the requirements. It's totally, I love the enthusiasm when people really want to be a helper and they're trying to do it as fast as possible. But it doesn't need to be fast. And a lot of time people get frustrated, especially with the report requirement, because they're not seeing any cheaters and they're like, I just want to get 10 reports. I just need to do it now. I don't have time. But you do have time. It's okay.
There's no rush.
You're not racing against anyone. It's not a competition. And just because you meet the requirements, that doesn't mean you're going to get accepted. There's a lot of other things you need to do, like be active and behave well and things like that.
It should all happen naturally.
Yeah, so that's kind of the advice that I would give.
Okay, that's good advice. How often would you communicate with other moderators and staff members?
Fairly often, I would say. I think I'm one of the most active mods that talks to other mods. Because we have to ask each other for help a lot. It's quite a normal part of it, and we answer each other's questions. But we also kind of just share funny moments between us, because it helps the team feel stronger to like share funny things that we've experienced. So yeah, I talk to people a lot. You don't really have to, but I think that is one of the things that's kept me in the team, is becoming friends with other moderators.
Yeah, that sounds nice. What qualities do you think are essential for a good moderator?
First of all, I'd probably say willingness to learn, because there's a lot to learn in the trial and beyond. Like I've been on the staff team for more than 2 years and I'm still learning new things.
Okay.
So you kind of have to be open to learning things and things changing.
Of course.
And I think that good teamwork skills are also pretty essential, because you have to realize that we're a team for a reason, and you can't just do everything by yourself. So you're gonna need to ask for help and help others and things like that.
Of course, of course.
Mm.
It's not.
Split the work between everyone so that everyone has enough to do and people aren't feeling like they're doing too much or too little.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say that's true. What tools or software are crucial for the moderation team?
To be honest, I'm not sure if we really use
Okay.
use a lot of tools.
Really?
The ones that we do have, I probably can't really talk about because they're all
Of course,
internal.
Top secret.
I suppose it's pretty important to have a place to communicate and to keep each other updated.
True.
Yeah. I don't really have any further explanation for that one.
Okay,
It's
that's
pretty
fine,
obvious. I'm not sure if the ticket bot kind of counts as a tool, because these days that Discord tickets are sort of a central place for support. We don't really have any other places to get it, so if the ticket bot goes down, that's a big problem.
Oh god.
But yeah, I can't really say that we use much of her stuff.
Okay. How closely do moderators work with the development team?
Honestly, not much. There's certain situations where we might need to talk to them. For example, if we're looking at Sentinel appeals and we see some worrying patterns that indicate that there's some sort of big issue that's banning a lot of people. We also kind of talk to them if the whole network decides to go down, because we need to yell at them to get it back up again.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of the only reasons we talk to them. I guess sometimes we like talk to them socially and things like that, but
Of course, of course.
yeah, like bugs go through QA, of course, so we don't really talk to them about bugs. Yeah, we don't really talk to each other much. I'm sure they're great people, but we.
Of course, of course. Oh, okay, interesting. Where do you see CubeCraft in the next 5 years?
Hopefully still existing.
Of course.
That's a good start, I think.
Yes.
Hopefully. I hope that it can stay one of the #1 Bedrock servers as it has been for a while. Because I think that obviously brings in a lot of CubeCraft's income and opportunities. And as for Java, again, I hope it still exists.
Please.
I think CubeCraft is struggling on Java, but I hope that it can pull through and get some more players and sort of stay alive. I don't really know. I don't really know where else I see it other than existing.
Okay.
I think that's all I really want.
Yes, I think we all want that. Can you describe a particularly challenging situation you faced as a moderator and how you resolved it?
I'm not sure if this counts as one challenging situation, but I think that the Java update that removed a bunch of games was quite challenging just overall. So those few months when everyone was still reacting to that. And the main reason for that is because I wasn't actually around when the update happened. I was moving house and I didn't have an internet connection. So the community found out about it before me, and the entire update happened before I actually got back online. So I didn't know about it. So I came back after about 2 weeks and I had a bunch of stuff to catch up on, a bunch of messages from friends. And then there was that happening as well.
Right.
Everyone was going absolutely crazy and I had no idea what to do because I just got back. So it was kind of chaotic because I was still trying to come to terms with the fact that I didn't get to say goodbye to any of the games that I loved. I didn't get to play them for one last time.
Oh, that's true.
But I had to, I had to sort of think about the community first because I knew that that was right, and that if they were all freaking out and stuff, then I was not going to be able to calm down myself.
Okay. Jesus, you just got thrown into it.
Yeah.
Fair. Really unlucky timing. What has been your proudest moment as a CubeCraft moderator?
This is probably quite an obvious one, but I think it's just getting Senior Moderator.
Yeah.
As I mentioned earlier, it was quite a fast promotion. I spent about 5 months as a moderator, which is relatively short. It's not the shortest it's ever been, but it probably puts me in like top 10. I don't know.
Okay.
But I think I was really proud of it just because I didn't expect it yet. It was something that I kind of thought maybe at some point in my life I'll get to experience that, and it was nice that I actually did.
It was a surprise to you.
Yeah, so it was really unexpected, and I was actually, at the time that I got the message to say that they wanted me to be a senior moderator, I was in a call with someone else and who didn't know about it, and I had to cover up my reaction because I was like, I didn't really know how to respond. I was really happy. I just had to sort of say, oh, I just like saw a funny message from someone, no big deal. I just had to play it off.
No. Okay. That must have been hard. How do you think the role of a moderator will evolve in the future?
It's kind of hard to say because it depends on the direction CubeCraft goes in. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if I can do a good answer to this, but I think that when I first joined, I really felt like part of the team rather than the community, and now these days it's sort of shifted, so I feel a little bit closer with the community.
Really?
I feel more like a community member that has a little bit of extra responsibilities than I do a staff member. I'm not really sure why that is, but it could potentially go backwards and we could sort of do more background work, and I don't know. It's kind of hard. I think that we'll have the same core responsibilities that we've always had, like handling reports and things, but there might be some extra stuff we do in the future. I don't know. Kind of hard to predict what that might be.
Yeah, it is pretty hard to predict the future, to be fair. Ooh, okay. Interesting one. What person or people in the community would you say you are closest to?
I don't think there's one specific person. I think that I'm really close with the farms community because I spend a lot of time there and it's just a close community overall. So it's a lot of the same people that you see posting really cool stuff, nice suggestions. And I don't think I'm really close with anyone else outside of the team. Most of the people that I talk to regularly are in the team. So I guess, yeah, I would just say the forums community.
Okay, fair enough. Did you ever have any toxic encounters in-game?
I guess that depends on what you would call toxic. I mean, I've had a few occasions where someone has killed me and be like, oh my god, I killed a moderator, you're so bad at the game. But I wouldn't really call that toxic. I think that they were just excited to kill me.
Yeah, flexing.
So obviously I'm kind of famous. But most of the time I don't really get any toxicity. I think it's different for some staff members, but I might have potentially just gotten really lucky and people just like me. Usually I can play unnicked, so everyone can see that I'm a moderator and it all goes fine.
Okay. Look at you.
And this also doesn't really count as toxicity, but I think targeting is the only thing that bothers me. Obviously, I kind of expected that I would get targeted, but I don't know, it just annoys me because I didn't really do anything to them. I'm just existing.
Poor you.
But yeah, if I ever come across... not really. If I do come across targeting, I can just use /nick and keep playing. But I try to stay out of nick because I want to show that staff members are around and that they play games and that and things. Just show that they're so present.
That's true. That's true. Who are some old staff members that you'd miss?
Oh, it's so many.
Okay.
There's so many great people. I guess I would say I really miss Spoonie because he sort of right out of my helper trial, he sort of took me in. We were really good friends, and he was sort of my mentor when I didn't have a mentor anymore because I was finished with the helper trial.
Right.
But I sort of still needed support, so he was one of the main people that I would go to. I also miss UNESCO quite a lot because I think that he just did so much for this community, and he was always just so nice to everyone. So he would just randomly go into the Discord chat and ask how everyone's day was, which he can't really say the same for every admin. They don't all have time and or care for that.
Yeah, it was very sweet.
And I miss Jemmy as well because she was one of my original friends who inspired me to apply for helper, and I definitely would not be here if I hadn't met her.
Oh, well, thank you, Jemmy.
I think that's quite a few.
Okay, yeah, that is. Do you personally prefer playing Java or Bedrock?
That depends on what we're talking about. If we're talking about CubeCraft, I would say Bedrock because it has a lot more selection and PvP is easier, bridging is easier. It's just a lot more fun these days. But in terms of general Minecraft, I will always prefer Java. Java is the version that I grew up with, and I think it has a lot more in terms of like modding and command blocks and things like that I enjoy.
Okay. Would you play modded Minecraft much, or?
I don't anymore, but I used to play it a lot. My computer couldn't handle more than one mod at once, so I was just playing with individual mods. I didn't do mod packs or anything like that, but I really enjoyed messing around with those.
Fair. Did you have a favorite?
I think I liked custom NPCs mod because you could just make like your own custom bosses and things like that.
That does sound good, yeah. Ooh, okay. What was the best year for you personally in your CubeCraft experience?
That's a hard one.
It is.
I guess 2022 was when everything happened, so I got staff, I got promoted, but I guess if we're thinking outside of the staff team, it's gotta be 2020 during the pandemic because it was just such good vibes that year. Like there was so many people, and the admin team had just had a revamp, so I think that went really well for them. They were hiring a bunch of new staff, so there was a lot of people sort of going for staff and wanting to be involved in that, so they were really nice people. A lot of good updates and yeah, just a lot happened that year.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
It was definitely memorable.
Nostalgic times, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
What is the most awkward memory you have involving CubeCraft?
So this story is really old. I was a brand new moderator when this happened, but for some reason, it's still the first thing that I come back to. And that's a bug abuse ban that I did that just completely went crazy. I don't really know. But it started with me reviewing a website report of a bug abuse report, and I denied it because I didn't feel like they were really gaining any advantage with this bug. And then the reporter contacted me about it and asked if I could get some opinions from other people, so I did. And I actually got 3 people who said that they were probably banned for it. So I went back and I banned that person, and then I updated the reporter and said, actually, it is punishable. Sorry about that. And then the person I banned appealed and was like, I don't understand why I've been banned. And then I got one of their friends messaging me saying they don't understand why they've been banned. I went back and I asked again. And then at that point, Capitan, our moderation manager, said not to ban for it. So I had to go and unban that person and apologize to them and apologize to the reporter and tell them to not report for that because it's not punishable.
Oh my god.
So I guess it's not really an awkward moment, but it's just crazy. Like I feel like I could have handled it better.
Okay. Let's do some non-CubeCraft questions real quick.
Mhm.
Let's see. Do you have any role models?
Not really. I guess if I had to choose someone, it would probably be my mom, because she goes through a lot and she still finds reasons to laugh and just she finds the good parts of life, basically, even when life sucks.
Oh, that's good.
I don't really have any other role models. I feel like I get inspiration from a bunch of people rather than just one person. So
Yeah.
pretty much people in the community who like make awesome things, and just new staff members who are sort of still in that phase where it's like all new and exciting and they're super motivated. I think I get a lot of inspiration from them too.
Okay. Would it make you feel nostalgic seeing that?
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
I was one of those people. I was super duper active, and I wish that I could get that old activity back, but I just don't think I can.
Yeah.
It's
like a
just been too
one-off thing.
long. It doesn't really feel the same.
Yeah, of course. If you had to listen to one song on repeat for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh god. I don't think I can answer this one. At
Really?
least not with an exact song.
Okay.
If that sounds terrible, that would make me hate music forever.
Fair enough.
I suppose I would probably go with something. As much as I would want to choose one of my favorite songs,
Mhm.
I think that to be more practical, I would probably choose like an instrumental song or something that's kind of in the background so that it doesn't bother me too much.
What are some new skills or hobbies that you'd like to learn in the future?
I want to learn more languages. I know I already know a
Of
couple,
course.
but I really want to do Japanese one day, but I don't really have reason to learn that right now.
Yeah.
I want to learn French and Spanish because I feel like they're pretty good for traveling. Like Spanish
That's true.
particularly, there's a lot of places that speak Spanish and very similar languages to Spanish that could be easier to pick up on once I know that.
Okay.
I also want to learn to play a musical instrument. I've always wanted to do it, but I just don't really have the commitment for it. I don't want to like buy an instrument and get started because I think that I'd probably give it up.
Okay.
But maybe at one point in the future, I'll be able to do that.
Yeah, okay, fair. Do you read much? And if you do, what is your favorite book or series of all time?
I do read a lot. I come back. It's hard to choose a favorite book or series because my bedroom is basically a library. I have a lot of books that I read over and over again.
Oh, I'm jealous.
I'm just one of those people that can get new enjoyment out of reading a book 10 times.
Okay.
I know that that's not for everyone, but
I can relate.
I guess if I had to pick a favorite, I really like the Twisted Tales series, which is sort of it's Disney stories and fairy tales, but with a major twist in that changes the entire story, and they're really fun to read.
Okay. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
I don't think I can answer this one because people don't really give me any advice. I kind of get bits and pieces here and there, but there's nothing that really sticks with me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really got anything for that question.
Fair. What's your favorite movie?
I don't watch many movies, but out of the ones I do watch, I really enjoyed Disney's Encanto. I think that it was a really beautiful story. I studied media a few years ago, so I can't really stop myself from really
Analyzing.
looking deep into all the representations and character development and things like that. And I just thought it had some great characters and a really well thought out story. I just really liked it. I thought it was beautiful.
Oh, okay. So you're like analyzing the movie as you watch it.
Yeah, I can't help it. Even if I just want to watch it, I can't.
Okay. Would you play any other video games apart from Minecraft?
Not really. Occasionally I'll get into a few mobile games, but it's not really anything significant. It's not like a commitment to them. I just play them every now and again. Yeah, I've been like fixated on Minecraft for the past 10 years, and my family's always teasing me. They think I'm crazy. I just think Minecraft is really special, and there's a lot you can do, so it never really gets boring.
Yeah.
And sometimes I joke about it and I say, why play any other game where you can just make those games within Minecraft?
Okay. What made you start Minecraft?
That would be my sister. She got me into it.
Really?
I was basically at the age where I just did everything my sister did and wanted everything that she had.
Oh, okay.
Minecraft was the reason why I got my first laptop, so I installed it right away, and I just kind of stayed playing it, even when my sister moved on to other games. I didn't really give it up.
It just stuck with you.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it is a great game. Okay. Oh, no, not this. We got some viewer questions.
Okay.
These are very random, so yeah.
Okay.
Okay, V asks, do you watch anime much?
No.
No?
I've wanted to. I've watched anime in the past. I watched Fairy Tail like quite a few years ago, but I don't. That's kind of the only one that I really remember.
Really? Okay. Sure.
No, I don't really watch it.
Okay. Okay, Yua asks, what is your favorite thing about Minecraft?
That's really hard.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I guess it's kind of what I just mentioned about the fact that there's so much to do. It's not really one thing that makes it special.
Yeah.
It's just everything. That you can create anything you want.
Yeah. It's limited by your imagination.
Yeah,
Okay.
like you can really. When I was exploring different servers way back when, I always thought that each server has something different to experience and enjoy, and everyone like makes different stuff from this game. It was just, I don't know.
It is, yeah, it is great. And Yua also asks, what is your dream job?
I'd say I just want to be a writer. I want to get back into creative writing and find a way to share my stories that I like to think about.
Okay.
Kind of a short answer, but that's all.
Like fantasy books or?
Yeah, probably along those sorts of lines, because that's the kind of thing that I like.
Yeah. Okay, what is this? Okay, Lola asks, why is Euro so expensive these days? I don't. Good luck.
I don't think that really applies to me because that's not the currency I use.
Right. Okay. Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to read this one. Okay, BRK asks, Smurf cat or Skibbity toilet?
I don't know either of those.
Okay, good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
I refuse to choose because I have no clue what any of those mean.
Yes. Okay, let's go to the conclusion. Is there anything else you'd like to share about your experience as a senior moderator?
I don't know. That's a really broad question. I don't know. No, I can't really.
It is very broad.
I don't think I can come up with a good answer for that. It's too general for me.
How can players best support the work of moderators?
Report people. That really helps. A lot of people will often complain that there's too many cheaters in their game, or that there's too many other people like teamers and things. and we can't ban people that we don't know exist. So some of those people genuinely refuse to report because they go on, like, say that SR doesn't work and the reporting on the website takes too long, but then we can't do anything about it, so I don't really know what you want.
Yeah, you can't see everything.
Yeah, and I will say, if you are one of those people that think that SR doesn't work, do it anyway, because it requires a certain amount of people to report, and you might be that last person that makes it meet the requirement and lets us know about it.
Just go give it a try.
Yeah, reporting on the forums and Discord is also important, just as much as in-game. On Discord, I get a lot of people who ping me when there's someone spamming, for example, and that's not actually really the correct way to report it because I might not be available, and then it'll just keep going. So the best thing for you to do is make a ticket, and so anyone who is available can look at it as soon as possible. The same thing for the forums. You can make a ticket and send a link to the post. That's probably the fastest way. And the most annoying thing about the forums is that people respond to threads and say things like, this is necroposting, right? And like, it's just gonna get deleted because you're necroposting too. So don't bother, just report it. We can tell them what they did wrong. I guess another way to support us would just be to give us positive feedback, because we don't really get a lot of it. You know how it is on the internet, then people who have something negative to say are a little bit more prominent. So you get more negativity, well, you see more. The staff feedback subforum is for both types, so you can share something good, a good experience that you've had with a moderator, or just say that, hey, you're doing an awesome job. It really helps us to feel motivated to keep doing it.
Go compliment your favorite moderator.
If you have a spare minute, giving some feedback to all of the mods that you really like would really help us.
That's a good message. Do you have any shout outs or thank yous that you'd like to give?
Well, you first of all for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Of course.
I can't think of anything else in particular. I'd just say everyone who's actually still watching.
Okay.
Thank you for still being here, making it this far.
Yes. Miss not heard. She's very interesting.
I'm not that interesting, but
nah,
I don't know. Maybe you think so.
I do. What's one message you want to leave for the people listening?
Again, that's like super...
That's a lot of pressure.
vague. I'm really not good with those sorts of questions. I don't have anything in my head, I'm sorry.
That's fine, that's fine. Well, I think that's all. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.